What the heck is equity? I get that question a lot. In fact, I just had a client recently send in a request that we make a video about equity. So that's what we're going to be talking about in today's video. Let's jump into it. What's up, guys? My name is Mike Banks. I'm a real estate investor here in Florida, and I'm also Chief Operations Officer of Fund&Grow, where we set up business credit lines for real estate investors primarily. One question I got recently is, what is equity in a home? So just to break it down real simply, if you pay $50,000 for a house, but it's worth $100,000 once it's fixed up, and it's only going to cost you $10,000 to fix it up, what's that tell you? You've got $40,000 in equity, okay? So real quick, that's a house. Okay, so let's say I purchase it for $50,000, okay? Purchase price $50,000. Repairs, let's just call it $10,000. Okay? Bought it for 50, I got to put $10,000 into it to get it up to the value of $100,000. Now let's say I didn't put the $10,000 in repairs into it. It might only be worth $85,000, right? So then your equity would be lower. So it's a lot of times it's worth putting in the little bit of extra money to repair it, fix the roof, whatever it is, so that you can get the value up to where it really is. So the value after we repair it, after we put the roof on and the new AC or whatever it is 100K. Okay? So the value is $100,000. We purchased it for $50,000. We have to put in $10,000 so that we could put a new roof and maybe a new AC. That's very, very good artwork right there. So we have a difference here of $100,000 to $60,000. What is that, right? So let's just do it real quick. 100 minus the 60,000. You're all in at 60,000. What does that leave? That leaves $40,000 in equity. So I've actually personally had a deal just like this. I had it for $57,000. I ended up flipping it to a cash buyer who was going to fix it up himself. He sold it for $130,000, right? So I had it for $57,000, and this house was 80% rehabbed. It had a brand new roof, AC, all new flooring. The walls were all redone with new sheetrock, new texture. It was already painted. It just needed like 30% more of the flooring to be installed, and the outside needed to be painted, and just a couple small other things. It was probably only a $10,000 rehab, and I had that property at $57,000. I sold it to somebody else, and I only made a couple grand on it. They put the money into it, and then they sold it for $130,000. So let's say they bought it for $60,000, right? They put in $10,000. Now they're all in for $70,000, but the property was worth $130,000. So you take that 130 and you subtract the 70 that you paid into the house, and that difference is the amount of equity that's in the house. Okay? And that's really as simple as it is to figure it out. So 130 minus 70, we are down to 60,000. So that gives me $60,000 in equity, right? On that deal that I'm talking about. Back to this deal, we bought it for 50, we put 10,000 into it. That leaves $40,000 difference. That means we've basically just got $40,000 in free treasure, free money that we were able to find because we were able to find a discounted off-market property. That's why it's so huge if you could figure out how to find discounted properties, because you are able to find equity, which means you're basically finding free money. And a lot of people don't get this, but when you become the cash buyer, whether you're using business credit, whether you're using a hard money loan, it doesn't matter. What it really comes down to is being able to buy a property, and a lot of times these properties are going to need a little bit of work, but that allows you to get a property at a discounted price, sometimes 50% of the market value, and you have that equity there so that when you go to sell that property after you flip it, after you fix it up, you're going to be making a good, $60,000. This guy right here got that property, put $10,000 into it, and look at the spread. 130 minus 70. that right there is huge. That's $60,000 in equity that he was able to accumulate from me finding the deal, handing it off. But this has happened to me personally as well. I bought a deal for 65,000. 65. I paid 65 for it, right? It needed about $15,000, $20,000 in work, and I'm already done. I'm probably at about $22,000 now because I put a fence in, I redid the whole kitchen, redid the whole bathroom. I didn't have to do all that, but I did. I put a new water heater in, brand new AC, a bunch of stuff. The whole house is pretty much brand new water filtration system, the whole 9 yards. So I put in 20,000, right? So now I'm all in for 85,000. And I'm hoping I can sell it for about 130, 125. So once I do that, let's just say 130. So whatever the difference is between 85,000 and 30,000, which it looks like it's 45,000 if my numbers are correct. Yeah, 45,000. So that is the amount of equity that I've got in the property, which basically means the amount of profit I'm going to make when I go to flip it. Now, if I was buying it and I was holding it, that equity is still there. And as the property appreciates over time, that number is going to go up. Next year the house might be worth 145. So my equity in the house, my equity position would have gone up, 10% or whatever that is. So that's pretty much what equity is. It's not rocket science. Sometimes people overthink it, but as you can see, it's pretty basic stuff. And hopefully this video helped break it down for you. If it did, hit the like button, subscribe. We're going to be doing a lot more of this type of educational real estate investing stuff. There's going to be stuff about business credit, finances, the whole 9 yards. E-com, we're going to get into e-com as well. So definitely subscribe, hit the like button, hit the notification bell, and we'll see you on the next video.